But I want to bring in Ambassador John Bolton. He's with us now, National Security Advisor. You just released a statement on Venezuela. Strong words for the Russians. You giving them another warning?
Well, I think President Trump gave them a very clear warning on Wednesday when he said they had to get out of Venezuela. You know, this Russian military presence, along with what are probably earlier indications of Russian military presence and a huge presence of Cuban security forces, really leads to the question, who's running Venezuela? The Maduro regime is bad enough, but if we've got Cubans and Russians, as many believe, basically calling the shots, I think it's one more reason why we need to get a peaceful transfer of power to interim President Juan Guaido. That's what the president was saying on Wednesday when he met with the First Lady of Venezuela, Guaido's wife, and it's a point we just wanted to make clear today as well.
Well, sir, the president just tweeted that if the Mexican government doesn't stop the through traffic of illegals coming into America, he will close the border next week or large parts of it. Your response to that, sir?
Well, I would listen to the president. That's always the safe thing to do. It's a pretty clear statement, I think.
It's pretty strong, isn't it?
Well, that reflects the strength of his views on that subject, that's for sure.
The repercussions of closing the border, large parts of it, would be significant, wouldn't they?
That's right. I think it reflects his position very strongly on the immigration question.
You don't want to go near this, do you, sir?
I don't know. The president's made his view clear. That's clear.
Okay, back to the Russians. How strong a warning have you issued to them? I mean, is there something under the surface going on here that we might want to know about?
Well, I think the president's reaction when he was in the Oval Office with Fabiana Rosales, Juan Guaido's wife, was about as strong as you can get. And it really is significant. The people of Venezuela overwhelmingly reject the Maduro regime. And if the idea is Russian military forces are entering the Western Hemisphere to protect Maduro, to keep him in power, that's just not something we accept. Remember, one of the reasons for the Monroe Doctrine to begin with was to prevent the recolonization of the Western Hemisphere by European powers. And I think Russia should heed that historical lesson.
I know we don't have much time, sir, but last time you were on the program, you hinted that stuff was going on inside Venezuela. You couldn't tell us much about it. You want to repeat that?
There's a lot going on behind the scenes, I can tell you. I think Maduro's position is weakening. I think the position of the regime as a whole is weakening. The overwhelming majority of the Venezuelan people are sticking with Juan Guaido. They're demonstrating real courage. His chief of staff was arrested. His wife was also in the office, the chief of staff's wife, on Wednesday, and told of the horrific attack on their house by Maduro's security forces. It's just unacceptable, and we can end the suffering in Venezuela sooner if Maduro would go.
Do you realize, Mr. Bolton, that you've just been upstaged by the first trade in Lyft, the ride-sharing service? And I'm afraid I've got to go to that. Mr. Bolton, sir, it was a pleasure having you on. Please come again soon, okay?
Anytime. Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you very much, sir.